What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. It's your boy World of Wrestling here today to discuss about random wrestling talk, episode number 58. We're going to just go over contracts, free agents that are coming up, and just overall what's been going on in the wrestling world. I hope I'm not having any problems with this live stream. If so, I apologize. I mean, I'm trying my best with this. I have no idea what to do here. Please let me know in the chat if this is coming in okay, because it looks like the timer is off, but from what I see on my camera, it looks like I'm okay. I'm flowing in pretty well, but the timer on the live stream is not coming in very well. Rachel Buck says, "Welcome back. Thank you very much, Rachel Buck. I appreciate it. Um, you and Daniel are actually one of the most interactive on these videos in comments and so forth. I do get comments from others from my subscribers, excuse me. A little tongue tied here. Um so I greatly appreciate everyone sticking around here on this channel. I know that things have not been going our way based on technical issues and so forth. Uh Matt 87 Eagle says, "Well, looks looked went live for now." What the fuck did you just say, Matt? Jeez. Anyway, the timer on the live stream is coming in a little awkward, but everything else is flowing in very well based on what I see in the camera. So we'll just keep this ball rolling until it finally jacks out on us, or hopefully we get to the very end. Um, so let's go into the comments. Rachel Buck, man, oh man, I wish you would not say so many comments. Jesus Christ. All right, let's go into it. Rachel Buck says, World of Wrestling. I watched JD from New York, and he said CM Punk should return at the Royal Rumble, not at Survivor Series, because Randy Orton is returning at Survivor Series, and Randy Orton is a bigger deal. Start then CM Punk. Do you agree or disagree that CM Punk should return at the Royal Rumble, or should he return at Survivor Series? Which one would you would you prefer him returning at the Royal Rumble or Survivor Series? Rachel, to answer that question, I'm gonna have to say that I would prefer him at the Royal Rumble. Honestly, number 30 would be the best thing to do. And no, not because they're coming to Tampa where I live. Uh my only reason why I say that is because it would be a big moment. It has occurred like that before in the past. CM Punk being at Survivor Series, I don't see him really making a huge impact in that. I don't know how you can implement him outside of announcing him as one of the participants for War Games, which wouldn't make any sense anyway. So, in my personal opinion, I don't particularly care one way or the other. I would say, though, go with the Royal Rumble. It's the better option. Put him in number 30 as the last entrant. Nobody will know who the hell it is. You get that big surprise, huge pop at number 30. Boom. There you go. And then at that point, you do what you want to do with him. I would not say have him win the Royal Rumble. My only picks that I would take for the Royal Rumble personally is Gunther, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes. That's it. Those are my only three guys I would be interested in for the Royal Rumble winner. Other than that, don't give a flying fuck. Rachel Buck continues on saying it looks like Rey Mysterio, Ricochet will take on Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio in a tag team match at the Royal Rumble. Agree or disagree about that? Ugh. I mean, I would say that would be for Survivor Series, but in all honesty, I don't particularly care for that match. It's not that big of a deal to me. one way or the other. So it all depends on what WWE chooses to do with that match. I mean, it's a good filler match, mid card match, but nothing really spectacular comes out to me. Rachel Buck continues on and says, reason why I asked you the other day about MJF coming to the WWE is because MJF is not a bigger star than Edge, because Edge is bigger star than MJF. So if MJF stays with AEW, then he won't do good in AEW. Totally disagree with that. Edge is only a bigger star because he's been around longer. MJF is going to be a big star if he continues to perform in the wrestling industry, without a shadow of a doubt. Um, so I would not say that that's the case. I would still say that he's a strong possibility of staying in AEW, but there is a lot to offer with WWE as well. They could book him in and like shoot him to the moon right out of the gate if they're smart enough about it. If they really want to get MJF, they put him on the same pedestal AEW has done. That's the only way WWE could really get MJF on their roster at the end of the day. So personally, I think he's going to stay with AEW depending on how they treat him, how they, what their plans are for his future in AEW, and the budget that he's going to get. That's the only factors I see him possibly switching over to WWE. Is there a chance? Absolutely. I believe that that could be a possibility as well. So yeah, I mean, it can go either way. He's in a very good spot. He's got the leverage on both promotions, honestly. So at the end of the day, it's totally up to him and where he wants to go with his career. Me personally, I would stay in AEW for a little while longer after his contract's up, get like 2 or 3 years. At least then by that time, he'll probably be in his early 30s, late 20s. So he'll still have more time on his career to kind of decide if he wants to go to WWE. But I would wait until the second contract runs out at AEW. That's what I would do if I was MJF personally. All right, and then she continues on, because of Edge. Edge is a bigger star than MJF, so he should come to WWE, and he'll have a brand new feud. So his contract is coming up in January. Do you see him coming to WWE? I already answered that. Kind of has a leverage on everybody, both WWE and AEW. He's got the advantage on both of them. It just depends on the budget and the plans for him in AEW and what WWE might have plans for him as well. Moving on, Rachel continues, if Will Ospreay comes to WWE, who do you see him feuding with, and do you see him debuting in WWE and the Royal Rumble? That would be interesting, putting CM Punk and Will Ospreay in the Royal Rumble as debuts. That would be huge. Really a fucking huge surprise. I'm not sure when Will Ospreay's contract is up. I think it's after Wrestle Kingdom or just a little bit after the Royal Rumble. So I don't think your idea would work. So he probably would be available sometime in February. So I'm not sure. She also continues on saying, and it looks like Gunther is going to be feuding with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. If Gunther beats Brock Lesnar, does that make him a bigger star than Brock Lesnar? No, does not make him a bigger star than Brock Lesnar, but it does make him a bigger star nonetheless. He's just not a bigger star than Brock Lesnar. He's got a ways to go to do that, but I think he will eventually hit that stride at some point. Matt 87 Eagle says that should War Games be JD and I can't read the rest of it. JD and BL versus Cody's band of baby faces. I can't fucking read it. We got some stupid heart in a way. Okay. Anyway. I don't know what BL stands for, Matthew. JD and BL. Judgment Day and Judgment Day and the Bloodline. Um, I'm at this point, I don't see Bloodline having anything to do with this. I honestly see Drew McIntyre joining with the Judgment Day, and I see Randy Orton making a return to make it 5-on-5. That's what I see. That's the way I see it. There could be a possibility nobody joins either team for the men, and it just stays a 4-on-4 type of match. That's a possibility as well. So I'm not completely sure on that at all. So let's go over some things here. Just to give you guys some insight about what's been going on with this channel. I've been dealing with a ton of personal things in my life that have been having a huge effect on how this channel works and staying consistent with everything. I am also trying to stay consistent with the actual schedule for this channel. I know I've been jumping all over the place so many times, and it probably leaves you guys very confused on what the fuck I'm doing. I mean, there are other YouTubers that are very consistent with their schedule. They don't change anything. It's just all the same thing. So I'm trying to keep things the way they should. And I know that possibly I might change my mind. I'm very inconsistent. I change my mind a lot on things. I'm not doing UFC anymore. I tried that. It did not work on this channel. Not too many people were really in tune to it. It didn't, I couldn't keep up with everything. I think the best thing I can do is just provide you guys with the pay-per-view events, the random wrestling talk shows, and the Raw, SmackDown, and AEW Dynamite Collision. I may consider still doing possibly and do that on Monday nights. And then watch Raw right after I finish doing the review for that for you guys. So I'm not quite 100% sure yet on what I'm doing with that. But there's a possibility I might not do it at all. Rachel Buck states, would you be upset at Randy Orton doesn't use his finisher anymore like the RKO because his back injury, because he can't do the RKO anymore because he lands on his back? So would you be upset? I don't see that would play a factor in him doing the RKO. I'm sorry. He wouldn't come back if he couldn't do that finishing maneuver. I just personally feel that would not be something that I don't see him not using that maneuver. That's his signature move. I mean, he uses a different move. I mean, it's not Randy Orton anymore. So, I mean, he still could do the punt kick, but that was a maneuver he used to do when he was a heel. So, I mean, that playing babyface, I don't think that's going to work in any way, shape, or form, unless he's like doing it for, once in a blue moon in a situation where he's trying to get even with somebody. But that's just my own personal opinion. Wrestling lately for me has not been all that exciting. I have been keeping up with the news and rumors. Newsers. What the fuck am I talking about? I've been keeping up with a lot of that stuff and just kind of seeing what's going on. I personally feel that, wrestling has kind of died down for me. I mean, there's still some excitement in it. But personally, I think that wrestling has been a bit stale for me. I love LA Knight. I love what they're doing with LA Knight. That test run that they did against Roman Reigns was entertaining, to say the least, despite the fact of the repetitive same ending bullshit that they do with Roman Reigns and his title defenses. So honestly, I mean, LA Knight's a great asset to WWE. MJF's doing a magnificent job in AEW. Fans are highly interested in him, cheering for him nonstop all the time. This Devil Mass Mystery Man has been quite interesting. I really like to know who it is. I think it might be Adam Cole, more than likely. How they make sense of it, I guess it's just like, hey, I just play acted your fucking ass, and he finally gets screwed by somebody he thought he could trust. So that's some cool shit. I think that's some good stuff. Seth Rollins has been having banger matches nonstop all the time. So I've been very entertained by his run as world heavyweight champion, despite that being a secondary world championship and not looked at as a primary title like the WWE Undisputed Championship. I am not stating Universal. Hell, even LA Knight does not call it the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. He just calls it the WWE Undisputed title. My thoughts on LA Knight, he's in a very tough spot with trying to win the WWE World title, I think. Sami Zayn I honestly, like I said earlier this week, I honestly feel that Sami Zayn should win the World Heavyweight Championship at the WrestleMania pay-per-view and beat Seth Rollins for the world title. I absolutely would love that. Cody beating Roman Reigns would be another great thing to do. The only other thing I can think of is Gunther winning the Royal Rumble to face Seth Rollins for the championship. It kind of leaves Sami Zayn out in the woods, and he doesn't have any way of getting to a world title. I truly feel he is well deserving of a world championship, especially the match he had with Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber this past year. And his match was far better than LA Knight, and LA Knight wasn't bad at all in his match at all. But compared to Sami Zayn just was amazing. And it was also in a great story as well. So with all that being said, that's very understandable why the match was so entertaining and so beloved. It was also taking place in Montreal, Canada. So that's where Sami Zayn resides from. So with all that, it was stars aligned properly, and it gave us the proper pop that it needed to really get us intrigued to watch the event and see that main event match. And Matt 87 Eagle says, worst case, Orton could go ahead and bring back the overdrive maneuver. God help us. I hope we never see that maneuver. I don't want to see it. That was a weak ass finisher, honestly, Matt. Did not care for it whatsoever. I like the way the stream is going. It is going very solid. My only concern is that we don't have the same viewership that we once had on this channel, which being gone for like 3 to 4 weeks is not exactly going to help my viewership by any stretch of the imagination. So we're going to have to really be consistent with these videos. I may go ahead sometimes and just do random news and rumors videos and just cover like a 5 to 10 minute video on that. Maybe give you guys a rant since you guys love the rants. I love doing them too. But yeah, I'm not really happy with the viewership. I'm not happy with just having Rachel Buck and Matt 87 Eagle. I'm going to bring back Random Wrestling Talk on Tuesday nights because I believe that's when everybody expected me to show up and give you guys live streams then. I may also come live for the pay-per-views. November 18th, I will be watching the pay-per-view for Full Gear. I'm purchasing that pay-per-view hands down without question. So you guys will get a live stream on that. And I will give you a full-fledged thoughts on the whole entire event. It should turn out to be a good show. I'm very happy with the match card. I think that there's a lot of good rematches that are going to take place. MJF and Jay White looks like it's going to be a great matchup. My only issue is the lead up towards it. I've had problems with, but overall, I've been pretty satisfied with the full gear card. Um, so it's just a matter of how is the event going to turn out to be. That's my only thing. Um, Will Ospreay, just going over Will Ospreay, I want to talk about him. His contract's coming up soon. I think it's in January, just after Wrestle Kingdom. Let's go over the thoughts here about where he could go. Him going to WWE is a great thing. He's got Seth Rollins, he's got Roman Reigns he could go after, LA Knight he could wrestle. Ricochet, him and Ricochet probably could pull off a great matchup. I think those two did wrestle each other in the independent circuits. I mean, there's a ton of great feuds that he could have. The other thing is though that he could sign with AEW. He's very familiar with the place. He's worked in it. He knows the people there. He can get the same kind of paycheck there that he could get in WWE. He has creative freedom, and he could also work in New Japan Wrestling still and be able to have the flexibility to work both promotions only when TK says it's okay to do so. I mean, you look at Jon Moxley, he's performed plenty of times in New Japan Wrestling, not being the primary promotion for him, but it is still something he works on when he has the freedom to do so when he's not fully working in AEW. So that's a plus for Will Ospreay. So there's a lot of decision to be made. I think Will Ospreay has the toughest choice to make in his career at the age of 30 years old. He really does have a tough spot here to choose between these two promotions. And he has to choose wisely because AEW, I will admit, they have not been in the same realm of what they used to be. They've really lost their identity. They have lost in ratings. They used to be at 800 to a million, 800,000 to a million views a week. Now they're like 700,000 to 800,000, not even coming close to a million anymore. So they're having all kinds of problems. Their creative is off in some cases. Their identity is completely off. They've went from being a wrestling promotion to a sports entertainment, which I don't have an issue with. I love the entertainment portion of what MJF and Adam Cole have delivered together when they've done those vignettes. I think they've been absolutely funny as hell. My only issue with it is they're kind of cheesy in some cases. And I have not been very happy with it in other cases, Adam Cole, he's a fucking annoying prick. I really can't stand him. I wish somebody would hit him upside the head with a baseball bat. Adam! Oh, God help me. Can't even stand listening to his voice when he calls for Adam Cole. But yeah, I am personally really not too satisfied with AEW. I mean, don't get me wrong, this past episode was better than the week before. Week before, they made MJF look like a fucking goon. Really, absolute fucking dipshit. Matt 87 Eagle says AEW is starting a new tournament that'll last for the rest of the year. Should make for good TV. What's the tournament for, Matt? Because I have no idea. This must have been made on Collision yesterday. So I'm going to have to check that out and see what it was all about. But yeah. Let's talk about MJF too. MJF's contract is up in January, as already mentioned. Depends on the situations that Tony Khan has for him. Based on the situation with his. Oh, okay. Watch Collision. All right, I will, Matt. based on the creative decision future that they have for him, what their future looks like personally, I think MJF might have a little bit to be concerned about. Uh Bryan Danielson's competing. How the hell is he competing? Are you serious, Matt 87 Eagle? What the fuck? He just had a detached retina, or the side of the bone of his eye was busted. How the fuck is he gonna be able to wrestle? Is this guy psychotic? Does he want a glaucoma? What the fuck? Man, that's some fucked up shit. But yeah, I think MJF has a lot of options here too. I mean, the option to be able to go to WWE and the amount of talent he could go up against, and I mean, could you imagine MJF being the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns for that championship? Whoa. If that is a way of signing, if I was to be in WWE, if I was Triple H, if I was Paul Levesque, that would be my way of getting MJF to sign on the dotted lines of WWE. I would personally tell MJF, I'd say, look, we know your contract's coming up in January. Actually, when it comes up, I'd say, look, we got a great deal for you. We're going to give you we're going to match. Probably even, I would even upgrade it a little bit more than what TK has to offer him. And I'd say, we're going to bookshot you straight to Roman Reigns for the World Championship in the same year that you're in your first year of your contract. We're going to go ahead. We're going to put you in the not the Royal Rumble. We're going to go ahead. We're going to give you a good opponent to go up against at the WrestleMania pay-per-view. We're going to book you in that match. We're going to have you go over. And then throughout the rest of the year until SummerSlam, we're going to have you be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Championship. That is the only thing I think could really get MJF to jump ship over to WWE. Not to mention allow him to be himself like he is in AEW in WWE. They're going to have to change a little bit of their culture to get this guy to come over. Because if you give him the ability to be himself like he is on AEW and to allow him be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns, I think that would give him more incentive to join WWE. That is the only thing I would do. That's the only way I would be. I think they could even convince MJF to go to WWE. It's that simple. What bigger way can you get getting a contract just as good or if not better than AEW's offering you? Go ahead, have a WrestleMania match in 3 months' time of your contract in a mid-card match against a decent name, beat them, and then go into SummerSlam of next year and walk away as the new WWE Undisputed Champion, being the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns for the title. I mean, you can't get any better than that. That's the only thing I could see taking place. I really think that would be the best thing for them to do. Now, again, that also entails Cody Rhodes. You got to think about that. Cody Rhodes is another guy. There's a great story going on. Now, granted, he's not at the same level he once was when they started this storyline because he should have won at last year's WrestleMania. I mean, still technically this year's WrestleMania 39. So, I don't know. I don't know what. I know there's not a lot of viewers. There's like only one person. I think it's Matt 87 Eagle watching me right now. Rachel Buck might have taken the rest of the time away from this. So, for all you guys in the comments watching this after the show is over, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. You think Cody should be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns, or do you think WWE should invest their time utilizing a catch to grab MJF, sign him on the dotted lines for a WWE contract, equal the same amount of money or more that what Tony Khan can offer him, and on top of it, have him beat Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Championship at a SummerSlam pay-per-view. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll definitely get back to you on that and let you guys know. I'd love to hear from you guys about that. Matt87 says that he thinks they should finish the story with Cody. Okay, I agree. I think that's very reasonable. It's fair, and it's something that they've been working on for the last year and a half. So I totally get it. But still, I think that would be very intriguing to get a guy like MJF onto their roster and use that as a catch. I mean, shit. You'd have to be a fucking idiot to not think that that would be an awesome way of, getting away with stealing one of the best guys in AEW right now. But that's just my overall viewpoint on that. Anyway, guys, at this time, I know this is a very short video. Usually I go a full hour. I'm only going like halfway there. I'm going to call it a day with this full-on Random Wrestling Talk episode. This stream did come in very solid. So I'm very satisfied with that. I'm glad that we have a stream that's not getting fucked up. Alyssa Stansberry says, do you agree with me? These flop ever... What? Roman Reigns, why Reign, why Fox sign is because... What? I have no idea, Alyssa. I don't know what you're saying. Matt 87 Eagle says MJF can take the belt from Cody at SummerSlam. I mean, that would be a great story. They could utilize two top names that were formerly part of AEW in a main event of SummerSlam. So yeah, that's very true. But if I was MJF, I'd be interested in taking the title from Roman Reigns. That's what I care about. I wouldn't give a fuck about taking the title from Cody. He's already beaten Cody. Beat him at Revolution in 2020. So that's not here or there. But anyway, guys, at this time, I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. For the ones that tuned in after the live stream, please go ahead, hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, of course, and leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great night, guys. Bye.